Night, 8 p.m. You know what that means? Time to get together and just chill and relax and have some bonding time. What is up, everyone? How was your week? I hope you went and saw Scream 6, and that's the reason why you're here to discuss some spoilers. Just warning right off the bat, we are going to talk about Scream 6. I'm going to express my general thoughts about the movie. I don't want to go too in depth about it because tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 24 hours from now, The Lost Girls. We are having our own Scream 6 discussion. We're all going to give our opinions, and there's going to be a fun little twist in there over on Double Feature Podcast YouTube channel. The twins are hosting this time. So very excited. They did a wonderful job on their first solo live stream. So they are taking over the Scream 6 live stream discussion chat. So I don't want to talk about it way too much and get too in depth on this one, but I figure, Scream 6 is too big right now not to discuss here on my channel, considering I am such a fan of the franchise. So I figure we will touch on it half hour or so, and then the rest of the hour we will talk about the Oscars and the results of what happened. Are you happy? Are you not? So throw out your thoughts and opinions if you have seen Scream 6. What did you think of the movie? We'll just kind of bounce off of each other, and I will give my thoughts and opinions about the movie as well. So that's kind of like how we'll play this in this live stream. Per usual, I do have the digital codes to give away. I will announce those 15 minutes past the hour and repeat again 15 minutes before the hour ends. And I believe all the digital codes I picked are current Oscar nominees. They were nominated for the Oscars this year or in the past, award winners and nominees. You know I love a theme, so I gotta have a theme here on the channel. Okay, so you know what happens at the beginning of these live streams. We have a couple of announcements. So let's start off with the announcements first. So I just started off with the first one. Tomorrow night, Lost Girls live stream. We are going to spam the internet because we want as many people there as possible. So expect a lot of announcements all over Instagram and Twitter tomorrow, and also on our YouTube community tabs. So tomorrow night, 8 p.m., 24 hours from now, Lost Girls live stream. Tonight, right after my live stream, we have a brand new inductee into Bob's Blu-rays Hall of Fame for physical media collectors. It is Tim Talks Talkies. So congratulations, Tim, for being inducted at 9:15 p.m. tonight, right after this live stream. From here, just head right on over to Bob's Blu-rays to watch Tim be inducted. So that's going to be fantastic. Speaking of Tim, Tim wants to know your top 25 90s movies of all time. He is putting together another one of those big ranking lists, and the reveal is going to be April 8th in a live stream. I will be a part of it. I'm so honored. Tim asked me to be on it. So I will be there with a bunch of dudes because that's how it is. I'm always with a bunch of dudes. I'm lucky if I can get one of my fellow Lost Girls, but not this time. So Susan and 9 dudes is going to reveal the top 25 90s films of all time. Don't worry, I don't mind. I love my physical media boys. Trust me, I'm so looking forward to this. So get your lists over to Tim. You don't have to have a YouTube channel. You can just email him. Tim, you're here right now. I believe it is timtalkstalkies@gmail.com. Please confirm if that is correct. And you can also direct message him over on Instagram. Same thing, Tim Talks Talkies. So if you're interested in participating, then get in contact with Tim. Your top 25 90s films of all time. The more lists, the better. And then it's really going to fluctuate and get a lot of fun. So definitely send those lists over to Tim. And then if that is not enough, I have to say this. Next Monday, the following Monday, this coming Monday, over on Mega Mike's channel, I will be returning for the third Monday in a row because it is Scream 6 post-game chat. So pretty much what I'm doing here, but on a larger scale with Mike and Bob's Blu-rays, Mel, everyone that was in the pregame, Terrell, all of us that were there before are returning, and we are giving our thoughts about Scream 6 next Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you're writing all this into your calendars, okay? Because there's a lot of things upcoming and happening in the physical media community. Woo! Okay, let's start this gosh darn chat. We got 43 people here, 21 likes. That's a great start. Slam that like button if you have not already. We are 5 minutes in and we already have 43 people. I am excited. Okay, Adrian James, first one to comment. Hello there, Susan. David, hi, Sue. How was your day today? Blu-ray Queen with a bunch of crowns. Thank you so very much. My day was very low-key, extremely low-key. Slept in till about noon and got up and started my day. Daddy Blu-ray is officially off on vacation for a week. he is going to Mexico to have a reunion with his brothers. So Daddy Blu-ray, he's off in a hotel right now. He leaves tomorrow morning and he's gone for a week. So Mama Blu-ray and I are here alone to fend for ourselves. Our cook is out of the building. So I guess we're going to DoorDash. I don't know. Are we DoorDashing? I don't think my mom's here. I think she's still sleeping. But anyway, so that's what's going on here. Very low key. I did put out my Scream ranking video literally like an hour and a half ago. Please go over and watch that video. I don't do a lot of rankings here on this channel because they don't seem to get a lot of views for some reason. But I did want to do one for the Scream franchise because I am such a fan. And I figure, why not? Outside the box, do something different. It'd be fun. So that is up there. So if you want to know my rank for all the movies, go and watch my video. Okay, let's get into this further. Mr. Scott, hey guys, I will not be on tonight because I haven't had the chance to see the film yet. Spoiler talk. No worries, Mr. Scott. Thank you so much for, joining in, and definitely go and see Scream 6 and report back and let me know your thoughts about the film. Edward, evening, Sue. Hope you're well. I am. Thank you so much. Basement Blues. Tony is here. What's going on, Tony? I love Tony. I've been on some live streams with him lately, and it's always a ton of fun being with Tony. Hi, Sue. My other Tony, Tony P. Hey, Susan and everyone. I have two Tonys. Love having two Tonys. Hey, Susan and everyone. How's it going tonight? And Tony saying hi to Tony. Excellent. Basement Blues saying, hope everyone is having a good evening. Jamie Robles asking, is The Whale a one-time watch? Not for me. Personally, not for me. Watched The Whale again last night. It was Mama Blu-rays and Daddy Blu-rays. He wanted to see it. My dad was really excited about watching The Whale. So we watched it last night, and it's not a one-time watch for me. I need time. I need space in between watches. I'm probably good for a year. I don't need to watch it for a year. But I could see how for some people it would be a one-time watch. It just depends on what kind of a person you are. So I know that's kind of a vague answer, but for me personally, I can watch it more than one time. So I'm happy that I have it in my collection. All right, Mika's here, my fellow Lost girl. Hey, everyone. Candace Cherry is here. Always good to see you. Hi, Susan and everyone. The man of the hour, Tim Talks Talkies, is here. Hey, Sue and everyone in the chat. Tony's saying hi to Mika and to Tim. Gamer Guy 69, no Criterion flash sale today. I don't think so. I didn't hear about anything like that, so I don't know. Geriatric Geek, hello Sue and chat. Hope you had a great day. People are saying hi to Tony. Ronnie Dollar, hey Susan. Rodney's saying, I actually enjoyed this year's Oscars for once. It was enjoyable and it wasn't too bad. We will get to the Oscars in the second half of the hour, just so you know. Mizzy E, hey Sue and chat, what's going on, Mizzy? Thank you so much for joining in. Brian Bradshaw, hi Sue, I'm doing a double movie night at the theater right now. I just saw Champions, good movie, and in 1 hour, Scream 6 in Dolby. Finally get to see it. Well, I don't want to spoil it for you, so get out of here. Get out of here, because I am going to talk about Scream 6. So enjoy it in Dolby. It's great, but get out of here. Go and see it. All right. David ranks Scream 6 above Scream 5. Tim has not seen Scream yet. I should be seeing it this weekend. So Tim, you got to go too. I love you, but you can't be here because I don't want to spoil anything for you. All right, Destiny. Hi, Sue and everyone. I sprained my ankle yesterday. Oh no, Destiny. Oh, feel better. Oh, That stinks. Don't you hate that when something like that just ruins your plans? Oh, feel better, rest up. Chris Roberts, do you think The Last of Us TV show will get a physical release? It is. It's coming out on 4K, I believe. I don't know the exact date, but I did see it on Instagram, so it is getting a physical. All right, Jamie Robles saying Scream 4 has got to be my least fave on the list. Your list is your list, whatever it is. Brian Bradshaw saying still bummed that Austin Butler did not win. I thought he was fantastic in Elvis. He did put in a solid performance. I will give him all the credit in the world, but my heart is so happy that Brendan Fraser, I'm trying to say it correctly, Brendan Fraser, like Fraser, won the Oscar. I believe he totally deserved it. I'm so happy that he won. Maria is here saying, hey, Sue, what's up? Sean is here. Rodney saying, I haven't seen Scream 6 yet, but people already making edits of the film when it's not even out on physical media yet. It's not coming until like July, I think. I don't know why it's taking so long to come out on physical. It seems like some movies get rushed out in about a month or two, and then other movies, maybe they're anticipating Scream 6 being at the theater for a while, so that's why it's not coming out on physical for a really long time. Like Top Gun Maverick. Remember, it took forever for Top Gun Maverick to come out on physical, because it was in theaters for such a long time. So maybe that's the reason why. But right now, Scream 6 is scheduled for a physical media release in July. So let me just jump in here. Now that we're talking about Scream 6, I'm going to start talking about Scream 6. So if you have not seen the movie, I don't want to spoil it for you. Get out of here. Head on out of here. I love you, but I'm kicking you out because I'm going to start talking about it. So Scream 6 overall, I enjoyed it. As I've always said, Scream, as far as a franchise goes in the horror genre, is the most consistent, if not the most consistent horror franchise. Because a lot of movies in separate separate franchises, I mean, they go up and down. You know, like look at the Halloween franchise. I think I mentioned this before in a previous stream, but we will revisit. Halloween 1 and 2, excellent. Halloween 3, I don't even consider it a part of the franchise. It's kind of like its own movie. It's its own thing. So it's over there. 4 is good. I like 4. We have Jamie. We have the introduction of what's her name? I forget her name, but the really good character that we like that got killed in 5. Yeah, her introduction. And then you have 5 and 6. Tank, really bad. You know, it's up and it's down, but Scream is very consistent. Yes, 3 is not like 1 or 2. Considering that 3, it was supposed to just be an original trilogy and that's it. They had no plans for any further films after 3. So when you're looking at the trilogy as a whole, 1 is obviously the best, iconic to me anyway. 2, very solid sequel, very solid follow-up. And then 3, it falls off the wagon. Where Scream 6, it's very consistent. Very consistent. So even though you have a, quote unquote bad movie or the worst movie of the franchise, it's still a pretty good film. So that's what I love most about the Scream franchise. One of the reasons. They do have solid installments. Every single new movie, it's not perfect. No other movie in the franchise is like the first one. To me, that's the definition of a perfect horror film. Every single other movie, there's flaws. There's pros and cons, but they're all solid entries. So Scream 6 for me, very solid entry. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about the third act. I'm not going to get into too much detail about it because I don't want to like completely spoil everything. Plus, I do want to leave some conversation for tomorrow and Monday's live streams where you guys, can know my opinion about stuff. But the writing in 6 is weak. It is weak. My ultimate wish is that Kevin Williamson would write with these 2 brand new writers that have come in for 5 and 6. If they join forces for Scream 7, because Scream 7 has already been greenlit. It's happening. It was greenlit before 6 even came out opening weekend. So if they join forces with Kevin Williamson for Scream 7, that's what I really think needs to happen. Because the problem, in my opinion, with these brand new writers is that they they drop little hints and little clues, like right in the beginning of the movie, and you're able to figure out who the killer is right away or their motivation. And that was the problem for me in 5, because I figured out right away in 5, okay, it's, this character. If you haven't seen 5, I don't want to spoil that. It's this character. And then Scream 6, I didn't exactly know characters, but I knew motivation right away. And I knew what was happening because a character mentioned a dead brother, and my head immediately went to Richie. So that is the reason why I feel like Kevin Williamson needs to help these other writers out, because they're getting into the habit of dropping these little hints and these little clues way early in the movie. And people that are fans of the Scream franchise, we've seen these movies hundreds of times. At least I have. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm old. I've seen these movies hundreds, like every single one I've seen at least probably 100 times. I'm not even kidding you. I know these movies up, down, sideways, backwards, forwards. I know when something is said in a Scream film, pay attention to it. So I did. I paid a lot of attention in Scream 6, and there was 2 instances right in the beginning of the movie within the first 10 minutes that really reveals a lot. So that was disappointing. I will say the major highlight were like the action sequences. Like these were action sequences. They were whole things happening. Usually, Ghostface comes in, stabby stabby, and that person is gone in 2 seconds. But we had actual action sequences. We had the bodega, we had Gail's apartment, we had the apartment scene going across the ladder. I mean, those were great. And Ghostface was so brutal. So brutal. Tons of intention. Knew exactly what he wanted to do. I mean, with the killer reveal, it's kind of like, eh. But like, if you didn't really know who it was, that would have been fine for me. Like once the masks were off, it's like, oh man, you know what I mean? So, I mean, overall, I had a wonderful time with Scream 6. I really do want to watch it again in the theater soon. Hopefully this weekend. I don't know when, but I really, really do want to go and check it out again. All right, we are 17 minutes past. I'm late with the digital codes. Let's get into this really quickly, and we'll jump back in. I'll talk to you guys, your thoughts about Scream 6. Okay, so for digital codes, here's what's available. You guys know the drill. If you don't, follow me over on Twitter at Movies&Sue. Once you're following me, private message me. Private message. Not in the other column. Private message me. Private. Private message me which digital code you are most interested in, and I randomly choose a winner. If you hear from me, you got the code. If you don't, there's always next week. And I cannot guarantee that these are going to work, because possibly they're maybe a year or 2 old, but I've had people, take the code and they do work. So that's why I always give them away. Okay, here we go. Forrest Gump. Rocky. As we know, won Best Picture. All right, Forrest Gump, Rocky, Training Day, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, 12 Years a Slave, Chicago the Musical, and The Whale. Okay, so those are the digital codes that are currently available. So message me over on Twitter. You guys know what to do. They're already coming in. Okay, so let's get to you guys. All right. Tim is saying, thanks, Sue. Excited for that stream and see what Bob has up his sleeve. You mean the reveal? Who knows? Or you mean for the Hall of Fame? Who knows? Who knows what Bob's going to do? You never know with Bob. All right, Brian saying, I would have seen Scream last Thursday, but we got a big snowstorm here in Wisconsin. Yeah, we were supposed to get a major snowstorm. They were saying a blizzard, and what came in was like 3 or 4 inches. I had Daddy Blu-ray. I was a chicken with driving. I had Daddy Blu-ray take me to Best Buy yesterday, only because I was just kind of leery about the driving. I didn't want to skip again. So Dad took me. He was my chauffeur for the day. All right, Maria, really happy for Brendan Fraser and Michelle Yeoh. Yes, we'll get to that. Okay. Tim confirming that is the email. Okay, so your top 25 90s movies to timtalkstalkies@gmail.com. There you go. Send them on over to him. Just flood his inbox with tons of lists. Okay. My Killer Podcast. What's going on, Mel? Hey, hey there, Lost Girl. What's up, everyone? Thank you for showing up, Mel. I will see you tomorrow night on the live stream. Daniel N. Hello, Sue. What's going on? Ken Pope, you have a busy schedule. How do you find time to work? LOL. My schedule is extremely flexible, so I decide when I work and when I don't. So very easy. Very easy. All right, Maria Elena saying Scream 6 was really fun. 65 was just okay. Adam Driver was good. Okay, good to know. Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of mixed reviews about 65. All right, Brian is at my Marcus Theaters waiting in the lobby to watch Scream 6. Well, hopefully you went inside before I just spoke all about it. Okay. Destiny, can we talk about the scene where they were using the ladder to get to the other side? That scene gave me so much anxiety. Yes, it did. That was one of the best scenes in the movie. Talk about high tension. I mean, first of all, I don't even know if I would have the courage to do that, to be honest. Even though if there was like a ghost face behind me, chasing me, trying to kill me, I have like a stabbing, like, first of all, okay, let's talk about this. Ghostface like ripped that girl's insides open. How in the hell did she have the energy to actually do what she did and get on the ladder? I honestly have no idea. I'm completely confused by that. I mean, that's, suspension of disbelief. That's what you have to do in horror movies, obviously. But he really got in there and just, skewered her like a freaking shish kebab. And she's up there getting on the ladder. And then he starts, shaking it back and forth. Oh my God. Talk about tense, anxiety. Oh my God. I totally agree with you, Destiny. Oh my gosh. I'm getting chills just thinking about it. I need to go rewatch that. Okay. Sarah Johnson. Hi, Sue, with a smiley emoji. Hello, Sarah. Okay. David saying the kills were brutal. Yes, the kills and the violence in Scream 6. This is what I really enjoyed. Scream 5 was clearly a tribute to Wes Craven. Radio Silence, who directed both of these films, they're the new directors of the Scream franchise. Let's just put it like that. Radio Silence, they acquired the rights from Wes Craven's estate. Whoever did, the directors, the studio, whoever acquired the rights. So when you acquire the rights, I don't know if it was like an agreement or something, but it just felt like they kind of had to play it safe with Scream 5. They couldn't totally, and I talk about this in my ranking video, it seems like they couldn't totally go off the rails and go batshit crazy. They kind of had to like pay homage to Wes, and they played it kind of safe. Yeah, they had good kills in there, but it wasn't batshit crazy like Scream 6. Whereas Scream 6, like they went off the rails. Ghostface is crazy. All of these amazing kills. I loved how we actually were getting violent and killing people that weren't even involved. Like the bodega scene, having that shotgun and just really getting violent. Like, I love that. Why does it have to be just the people from Woodsboro? You know what I mean? Like, why does it just have to be these people? And that's what I loved about Scream 6. We're going outside of the little world, our little group of people, our core four, and other people are being affected with the violence, with the brutality, getting killed. These are the consequences of having a ghost face. So that's what I enjoyed. I really, really enjoyed that. But those scenes, so intense. So intense and anxiety filled. All right, Bri. Hey, Sue. Hi, everyone. Sorry I haven't been here in a long time. Lots of health issues hit me. Oh, I hope you're okay. It's been hard to just exist in my own space. I can understand that. With Mama Blu-ray, obviously, we know how that can be. So I hope you are well. You are doing okay. My closet's going to open. It's not a ghost. My cat, it's not Ghostface. My cat's going to bust through any second. Here she comes. There she is. It's my cat. It's not a ghost. I promise you, it's my cat. See the tail? She can't be alone. She doesn't like it when I live stream because I'm not paying attention to her. Okay, so moving on. Bri, I hope you are doing well. And I hope you get to a place where everything is good in your world. Okay. Let's see. Chester 22. I thought Scream 6 was okay, but I found most of the main protagonists so annoying. I was cheering for Ghostface. Um, I could see that. I could see it just a little bit. I think one of the things that surprised me a lot with Scream 6 is that I was expecting more of a body count. We didn't really have a ton of bodies, which really surprised me because obviously we still have our core four. Kirby is still here. Gail is still here. I thought Gail was going. I thought, okay, this is the time. We're saying goodbye to Gail. Throughout that entire apartment scene, I was like on the edge of my seat because I thought what they did with that scene, that entire chase sequence with the gun, cat, with the gun and everything, I really enjoyed that. And then we get to like the final moments of that entire scene, and Gail's getting it, and I'm like, oh, she's gone. She's gone. And I figured this is how they're going to incorporate Sydney into 7, Gail's funeral, because honestly, who's going to show up? Sydney. Like she's the only one that remotely cares about Gail. So maybe Gail dies, and then Sydney shows up in 7. No, Gail survives. So we have our core 4, Gail, Kirby. They all survive. That's what I didn't like. I didn't like it. No, they should have gotten rid of like 2 main characters. At least 2 main characters should have bit the dust. I mean, this is a Scream movie. This is just logical to happen. I mean, what's her name? Sam. Sam's therapist got killed. Why? Pretty much because they didn't have enough bodies. That's my opinion. They didn't have enough kills in the movie. So they're like, who can we get rid of? Sam's therapist. And Ghostface is going to steal a file. I mean, it's like the stupidest kill of the entire movie. I guess, yeah, it's a little bit justified, but there weren't enough kills in the movie for me. I wanted more. I thought there was going to be a lot more because with the trailers and everything, they were really, really like amping it up, hyping it up. So I was surprised with that there weren't a ton of kills. I was expecting more. All right, Deadpool Fanatic. Good evening, Movies&Sue. Good evening. Bri, went to see Scream 6 by myself. My favorite since the original. So intense. Chad77. Hi, Sue. Have you ever had dents in your 4K steelbooks? And if so, do you exchange them or just keep it? Not a lot. I haven't gotten too many dents on my steelbooks. Really none that I've ordered. I mean, very few. And I'm like, whatever with it. It's not like tragic to my life. So I just end up keeping them. All right. Maria hasn't seen The Whale yet. Saw a preview, started to cry. So I don't know if I can watch it. It's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it. It is a very emotional movie. I will say that. But in the end, it's worth watching. So I do recommend. All right, Bri saying Last of Us comes out on Blu-ray 4K July 18th. Okay, so same month as Scream 6. All right, Ronnie's saying after rewatching everything. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. All right, Lance Jackson. I love your Scream ranked video and your Scream collection. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Adrian James saying, hey, everyone. Bri saying Scream is the best franchise. I will co-sign with that. David bringing up the opening sequence of Scream 6. He enjoyed it. I enjoyed it as well. Let's quickly address the opening sequence, shall we? I really enjoyed, I called right away Samara Weaving was going to be the opening kill because her casting was announced after everyone else pretty much. So I'm like, you know what? She's the opening kill. Because if she's being cast and announced this late, she's not working on the film that much. So she was my automatic opening kill. And I was correct. Was she a little stupid? Absolutely. I mean, she's what? An assistant professor specializing in horror films in the slasher genre, and she gets led out into an alley. What is she, dumb? She's absolutely stupid. What you're not supposed to do, she goes ahead and does. So she gets slashed by a ghost face. When he took off the mask right away, I was like, what are we dealing with here? What? Like, he's revealing? And then when I saw who it is, I'm like, well, is this really him? So then we start, but the title card of Scream 6 did not come up right away. So I'm thinking there's more to this. We're following this dude back to his apartment. We realize he's a college student. He's finishing Richie's work of making this movie, him and his roommate. So instantly, they are copycat ghost faces. They are not the real ghost face. He then gets the phone call from the real ghost face, and then everything in the second half of the opening happens. I thought it was great. I thought it was a way to make the opening sequence different. We're not at someone's house making that phone call. I mean, we are, but it's a completely different scenario. We have a copycat situation and it's different. It's in the same realm, but it's different. You know what I'm saying? I love the little Jason Takes Manhattan on the TV. It was so perfect. It was just enough to be like, oh, there it is. There's a nod to Jason Takes Manhattan. So I enjoyed seeing that on the screen very much. And then ultimately what ends up happening, and I believe it's the final line of what Ghostface says before he slashes this copycat who gives a fuck about movies. Loved that line. I loved how we were not doing the stab movies. Like, it had nothing to do with the stab movies. The motivation behind Scream 6 had nothing to do with continuing the work. That was the copycat's idea, but not this Ghostface idea. It was a completely different motivation. So I'm happy. I'm happy with that because we've been with the Scream or the stab movies since the second, and every single one, we really got into it, obviously, with 3, 4 and 5, like enough with the stab movies. So I'm glad we kind of got out of that and we're in a different motivation. Granted, I called it pretty much right away, but I'm glad it was different. Okay. Adrian saying, I would like to revisit the Scream movies. I haven't seen them in a long time. Movie Fan 91, Scream 6 was awesome, and in my top 3, my ranking is 1, 4, 6, 2, 5, and 3. Is 3 at the bottom of everyone's? That's what I'm curious about. But you know what? I still have a good time with 3. I do. Even though it's the worst quote-unquote movie, I still have a good time with 3. What makes it worse? Gale's Bangs. Gale's Bangs makes Scream 3 the worst film because that's what makes it stand out. Anytime you can rank movies by someone's hairstyle, that's pretty good. Okay. Stumbo's media outlet. Hey Sue, love all those acting winners. Great Oscars this year. Brendan Fraser, I love The Whale. What is your opinion on people who say Angela Bassett is biggest snub? I think they just loved Everything Everywhere All at Once. Kind of getting into Oscar talk just a little bit because we can segue over. We're about half an hour through the chat already. Can you believe it? I was very happy with this year's Oscars. Quite surprising that a lot of movies were nominated for several but won nothing. Like Banshees, I think, left empty-handed. Tar won nothing. Top Gun Maverick just won one award, I believe. Sound, I think. But you know what? Everything Everywhere, I had the feeling it was going to dominate. It wasn't my personal favorite movie of the year, but I will give it the credit. It wasn't even in my top 10. Like, I didn't put Everything Everywhere even in my top 10. It's a very long, chaotic movie to me. Now, granted, I've watched it 3 times. Every single time I watch it, I do enjoy it a little bit more, but it is a very long movie. I believe Jamie Lee Curtis was the wrong choice as the winner. Am I happy for her? Yes, I am, because she's been in this business for so long. It's her first nomination and she won. But I truly believe Carrie Condon should have won the award for Banshees of Inisherin, because out of those 3 nominees that were the strong, that most likely would have won, Angela Bassett, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Carrie Condon, to me, her performance just really stood out. It was just so good. It was so good, and I'm happy she at least won a BAFTA. She didn't leave award season completely empty-handed, but I felt like the Oscar should have went to her. I know it's probably not the answer you guys want to hear, but truly, that is my answer. I had the feeling the Oscars was not going to give it to Angela Bassett because she's playing a Marvel character, and I know that should not matter, but it happens. It happens. And when Jamie Lee Curtis took that SAG award, that's when my little, Oscar detector went up, and I said, you know what? She's going to win Best Supporting, because the majority of the voting pool in the Oscars comes from the actor category. So when Jamie Lee, that's why the SAGs are a very good determiner. Is that a word? Determines who might win the Oscar. So when Jamie Lee Curtis won that Oscar, I was like, oh, here we go. She's going to take the Oscar, and she did. I mean, overall, I'm so happy for Michelle Yeoh. So extremely happy for Michelle Yeoh, because I feel like I don't think she's ever going to have this moment again. I honestly don't think she'll ever get nominated for an Oscar again. I could be wrong, but I'm so happy for her. First Asian actress to win Best Actress in the entire 95-year history. That's so pathetic to me. Really pathetic. Why one African American and one Asian in 95 years, 95, two non-white. That makes me sick. Like, I don't even, that's a different conversation. But I'm happy she won. She deserves it. She has a long career in this industry, so I'm so happy she won. Obviously, you guys know how I feel about Brendan Fraser. So happy he won. Ecstatic. This was the year for A24. A24 as a studio took all of the major awards at the Oscars. That is something to brag about, and that is something to really look forward to from their studio in the coming years in the future, because I feel like with these wins, they're now going to kind of have the standard now. They got to keep putting out really good films. And they've already been doing that for the past couple of years, but now I feel like the quality is going to increase from here. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what films are going to come out from A24. The pressure is kind of on the studio now. All eyes are looking at them because they dominated at the Oscars between The Whale and also Everything Everywhere. So overall, I was so happy with this award season. The Oscars, great, fantastic. You know what? Whenever someone wins anything, as long as they get a piece, I'm happy. You know what I mean? Like Angela Bassett, she won her Golden Globe. I think she won the Critics' Choice. She got her piece. Carrie Condon won the BAFTA. Jamie Lee Curtis got the SAG and the Oscar. Okay, everyone got like a little piece of something. Cate Blanchett, she won a couple awards. Colin Farrell won a Golden Globe. I loved his performance. Fantastic. Austin Butler, he won a Golden Globe and the BAFTA. Brendan Fraser, Critics, Oscars. So as long as everyone's taking home a piece, I'm good. I always hate it when it's one person that sweeps the entire award season, because it's not fun. It's not fun when it's like that, and you want that excitement. So I was good with this award season. Have I gone on long enough about this topic? Let's get back to the chat. All right, so I talked about award season and Scream. So now we'll just get to you guys in the chat. All right, we got 51 people here, 35 likes. Let's make that even and slam that like button if you have not already. I truly do appreciate it with the pesky little YouTube algorithm. Okay. All right, Adrian, there will be a Scream 7, right? Yes, it was greenlit. It is coming. I think they said they're going to start filming by October. So they're probably working on that script right now. Fingers crossed. That's all I can say. Fingers crossed. And hopefully it'll be out 2025, maybe? I'm not sure. Dell on Movies. What's going on, Dell? Saying, what's up? David saying, my new ranking is 1, 6. You enjoyed 6. 5, 4, 2, and 3. 2 and 3 are at the bottom. I want to know, why is 2 towards the bottom? I'm curious. Curious. Everyone's saying hi to Dell. All right, Merja, shoot, spoiler talk. Yes, I said spoilers right in the beginning and in the caption, so I didn't want to surprise anyone. Haven't seen Scream 6 yet. Anyways, hopefully she left before I really started getting into it. Movie Hunter, evening everyone. Smash that like button. Yes, slam it. Stab it. Because we're talking about Ghostface. Stab that like button. Chester22 saying my favorite part of the Oscars was Jamie Lee's win. There was no Bassett snub in my opinion. There you go. That's a good way of looking at it. All right, Halloween Spirit Fun saying, Sue, you slay. Thank you so much. I guess I'll agree with you. I don't know. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Movie Fan 91 loved the opening, ladder scene, bodega, subway, and actually the ending of Scream 6. So here's the problem I have with Scream 6 without diving into too much detail. What was up with the acting? And you know who I'm talking about. I'll just say the ringleader of the killers. Like, what was up with the acting? This guy, I might as well just say it. Dermot Mulroney has been in the business for so long. And I just thought his acting at the very end of the movie was atrocious. I was more scared of Sam when she put on the ghost face costume at the very end and stabbied him to death than Dermot Mulroney. What? He was horrible. I thought his acting was so horrible at the very end of the movie. It didn't make it convincing at all whatsoever. So I was just extremely disappointed in that. All right, Caesar. Hey Sue, love your channel. Thank you. Have you ever bought a 4K set and find some kind of oil in? No, I have not found any of that. No oil. No. Nope, none of that. David liked Gail's apartment chase scene. I really did too. That was one of my favorite points of the movie. Like I mentioned before, I was very nervous for Gail. Very nervous, although I thought she should have kicked the bucket, but she lived. She survived, so Gail's all good. She's recuperating in the hospital. All right, KB loves movies. What's going on, KB? KB had a conversation right before I did. So if you choose not to go to Bob, which you should, or you have 15 minutes, so go check out 15 minutes of KB's conversation from this evening. All right, hello, Susan, your turn. I love Scream 6 more than 5, for sure. Yes, I did as well. I actually enjoy them both, but Scream 6 over 5, definitely. I can't wait for Mama to see it. We love watching these movies together, and I cannot wait for my mom to see it. All right, Movie Fan 91 saying Gail's chase scene was intense in Scream 6 too. Yes, it was. However, why was she emptying out I was like, Gail, stop shooting. You're emptying out all of your bullets. You need to save your bullets. I was like, what are you doing? I was getting so frustrated with her. Even though we saw that part in the trailer, I was like, stop it. Stop shooting at the door. I will say one of the funniest parts of that entire well, probably the funniest part of the entire sequence was when she put Ghostface on hold. And she said something about her bringing like the sex appeal or something. That was hilarious. I love that. Although I do have to admit, Courtney Cox is not looking that great. Okay. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm really not. But it seems like as the movies go along, she's progressively not looking that great, is all I'm going to say. I don't know if it can be fixed. I know she had fillers put in, they got taken out. That's probably the reason it affected her face and everything. That's just a shame because she was so beautiful. She should not have touched her face at all whatsoever, but she's not looking too hot in this newest movie. So just to warn you guys, if you haven't seen it yet. Okay, let's see. Tony P saying they just need to make Sam the killer in 7 because that's the only time Melissa Barrera gives a good performance, when she's going stab happy and batshit crazy. Tell me about it. She is like, yeah. She is like all about the stabby. She gets so into it. And I'm like, damn, she's going off the rails. I mean, wouldn't that be iconic? Hold on, let's think about this. Susan has an idea. Hold on. Susan has an idea. What if, totally outside the box here, what if Sam does give in to the inner Billy Loomis, crazy dialogue in her brain? She becomes the new Ghostface. Sydney comes back and they have an epic battle between our ultimate final girl, Sydney, and our most recent final girl, Gone Bad. Ooh, that would be interesting. And then you have Tara, who's caught in the middle. Does she stab her sister? Does she save her sister, even though she's Ghostface? I've said it before and I'll say it again. I've written much better scripts and theories than these writers. I don't know why I'm here. I really don't. I should be in Hollywood creating ideas, because that's actually an interesting idea. And you know what? It just seems like all of the female killers, they're not the main killer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want a main female killer, like all female killers, one female killer, whatever. Why is the female in the franchise? Because I feel, even though Mrs. Loomis was like the head of the operation in Scream 2, Mickey did all the work, let's be honest. Mrs. Loomis only got in there and stabby Randy. You know what I mean? Like, she admitted it. She was the brains, and Mickey did all the work. I want a ghost face that's female, doing all the work, is the brainchild, everything. That's what I want to see. So, the people that are writing Scream 7, there's your idea. Make them female. Because that's what I want to see. Equal killing represented. Oh, so horrible. I shouldn't even say that. But I agree with Tony. That's a really good idea. It would definitely take the franchise in a completely different direction and have it from Sam's perspective. She's literally cracking up before our eyes. That would be good. That would be good. All right, Dell on movies. Really enjoyed the movie. Amazing action sequences. Ooh, I have to repeat digital codes. We're already like almost done, guys. What the hell? All right, digital codes for tonight again. The Whale, Chicago the Musical, 12 Years a Slave, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, Training Day, Rocky, and Forrest Gump. There we go. Okay, so those are the codes. Let's get back to the chat. Thoughts and theories. Okay. Bry is saying, I didn't watch anything after the first trailer because I figured out the detective was involved. Who else would have access to everything from each killing? In the movie, they mentioned it's evidence. Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about that shrine. That shrine was so amazing. I loved they would like pan over and show you like each individual item. I loved how it just brought back every single memory from very important pivotal moments from the entire franchise. You had like Stu's smoking jacket from the original Scream movie. You have obviously the television that killed him. Okay. The door's still open, in my opinion. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but I'm just putting it out there. The TV was there. Tatum's outfit. I'm like, where'd they get Tatum's outfit from? It was like destroyed in the garage door sequence. They had Tatum's outfit, knives, all 9 Ghostface outfits from top to bottom with a nice little label that says Billy, like all their names. This was intricate. That shrine was amazing. I loved it. I loved every single piece of it. I don't know. I just wish the final act did justification for that shrine, if you know what I mean. I just wish it was better. But the shrine was a great idea. It was. Okay. All right, Dell on Movies saying, big issue with both 5 and 6 is even though Ghostface is much more brutal, anyone who is supposed to be a likable character survives, no matter how many times they get stabbed. Great introduction to Chad, Dell. Let's talk about Chad. So Scream 6 has a lot of plot armor, as we like to call it. I've seen several other videos, Drum Dums, Cody Leach, a lot of other, movie reviewers on YouTube. Not my specialty. They can take the reins on that. They call it plot armor. And I could not agree any more. How the frig, I don't want to say the F word, how did Chad survive being stabbed 100 times by 2 Ghostface at the same exact time? How? How is that possible? I mean, I was loving Chad's character in 6. He finally has a character and he has a personality. We have a budding romance between him and Jenna Ortega's character of Tara. I really, really like that. Okay, tragedy can, make friends gravitate towards each other and love blooms. Okay, that's realistic. I get it. But then we get to the point, it's like the last, 20 minutes of the movie, and they're in like the lobby of the movie theater where the shrine is, and they finally kiss for the very first time. We've been wanting this throughout the entire movie. They finally do. and then Chad gets it from two Ghostface at the same time. That is the first time it's ever been done in the franchise, having two killers on screen at the same time attacking someone. I loved it. I thought it was a great scene, great setup. You could see the look on Chad's face. He knows he's going. The next thing you know, everything happens at the end of 6. Act 3 happens. Where do we see Chad? Being rolled out on a gurney into the ambulance, just like where he was at the end of Scream 5. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? How in the hell did he survive a stabbing like that? There's no way. No way. There's no way. In my opinion, Gail and Chad should have been dead. They should have been dead. How they survived, I have no idea. Kirby, that's borderline. That's borderline. If Kirby went, I would not be sad. Because to be honest, I didn't really enjoy Kirby's or Hayden Panettiere's performance as Kirby in Scream 6. I feel like she lost her character. She didn't know how to portray this character for some reason anymore. It just didn't seem, it wasn't the same personality, that spunky personality. I don't know if she's changed because she got stabbed, everything that she went through. I don't know. But it didn't seem like the same character to me. So that was disappointing. So we should have lost Chad and Gail easily. And then Kirby, we could have said bye to her too. So I don't know how they survived. Plot armor. That's how. Going forward in Scream 7, and Mindy, how the frick did she survive too? She freaking got her guts torn out on the subway. And yes, she's running around at the very end, not even at the hospital. I don't get it. That right there, I just don't understand. Too many characters lived. Way too many. If it was just the sisters, Tara and Sam in the final, fine with me. Fine with me. With everyone getting axed, getting slaughtered, I should say, getting stabbed, whatever. Everyone getting stabbed the way that they were, everyone should have been dead. Everyone except for the sisters. And if it was just them in the end, walking off into the sunset to Demi Lovato's song, I would have been fine with it. I seriously would have. But plot armor. So yes, that was a big issue for me. Big, huge issue. Okay. Woo! As you can see, thank you, Dell, for that little segue. All right. I appreciate it. All right, David, the writers, directors for Scream are making Chad the new Dewey. It's just ridiculous. Bri thought Melissa's acting improved a ton in this one. I will agree with that. I will agree. I believe she did improve in this one. It helped that she didn't have a giant monologue that she had to, perform for Tara like she did in the hospital scene, explaining everything about their mom's history with Billy Loomis. I hated that. What was the brilliancy about the original Scream was that Kevin Williamson gave you a picture of Sydney's past without explaining everything. He gave you the bits and pieces, the picture, the news, and that's how you put the pieces together that her mom was attacked the year earlier and she was murdered. We didn't have a gigantic monologue explaining everything. I know that's not Melissa Barrera's fault. She didn't write the script. But that was a big part of her acting in Scream 5, and it really showed that it wasn't good. So in Scream 6, she was better. Chester 22 saying, how do people get stabbed over and over again and still survive? Plot armor. If you're friends with the writers and directors, then you survive. All right, Tony P saying Chad should have died. He was attacked by two Ghostface at once. No way he should be alive again. Absolutely. Mika saying, yes, everyone pretty much survived. Roddy saying, I don't know if they will ever kill Sydney. No, they better not kill Sydney, because if they do, they're dead to me. But yeah, I was surprised that Gail survived. Sydney, that's what I love about Sydney, of her being the ultimate final girl, is that she's so strong and she's very smart. And one of her final, I believe the final line that she says in Scream 5 is, I survive. I always do. And I love that line for her. And if we never see her again in the Scream franchise, I am fine with that, because that is the final note that Sydney ends on. I survive. I always do. And I love her character so much. If they ever, and I don't believe they ever would, because that is something Wes Craven was always adamant on. Sydney will never die. Sydney will never die. So I think if they ever did that, that would be a massive betrayal to what Wes Craven wanted, his wishes, his, his future. If he, was still here with us, what he would have done for Sydney's character. I don't believe they'll ever kill off Sydney. I feel like if they did, riots would ensue. Riots would ensue all over the country because we love her so much. All right, Bri is saying my only complaints were oh wait, I think I skipped Mel. Mel, there she is. All right, My Killer Podcast saying that was my thing too, Sue. Kill more people, LOL. Yes, Mel, I didn't watch your review. I got to do that because I do want to see your thoughts before we go live on tomorrow night's stream. All right, Bri is saying my only complaints were the body count and the fact that it's getting a bit ridiculous how much bodily damage they can take and still live. Chad would have died for sure. There's no way he'd survive that. Absolutely. Absolutely. What I just discussed. Absolutely. I know I'm like behind in the comments, but I'm glad we agree. I'm glad we agree. Dell is saying that the opening scene was fantastic. Chad77, what is your favorite Brendan Fraser movie besides The Whale? Besides The Whale, I really enjoy School Ties. It's been a really long time since I've seen it, but School Ties, I believe that was his first movie. I haven't seen any of the Mummy movies, like George of the Jungle, like none of the action stuff. And then I would say Encino Man. Gotta have Encino Man. All right, Bri is saying someone on YouTube said that some of the actors have a clause in their contract that they can't be killed. They said it's well known. Anyone else heard of anything? Supposedly Nev has one. You know what? If she does have one, good for her because it guarantees her survival, which I'm all about. All right, Thai movie database. Scream 3's best kill is when Ghostface drenched the house with gas and they stupidly used a lighter. That's a good one. That is. Adrian saying, Sue, are you seeing Shazam 2? I'm not sure yet because I'd like to go and see Scream 6 again. So possibly I'll do that instead of seeing Shazam 2 because I'm not huge into seeing Shazam 2, knowing that the DC universe is going in a different direction under James Gunn. It's kind of what's the point? So I can just wait for it on HBO Max. It's really no big deal. It's no big deal. All right, Movie Fan 91. I ended up getting that AMC Theaters Scream 6 Collector's Cup along with Ghostface figurine. I love it. I am jealous. Good for you. Mega Mike. Hello, Mega Mike. Hello, party people. I will be on his live stream on Monday night along with Bob's Blu-rays and My Killer Podcast. Also, Terrell discussing our thoughts about Scream 6, our post-game. I think I'm losing my voice. All right, Heroic Waffles. Hey, Sue. Stopping by to say hello. What's going on? Hello, hello. Ty is saying, thank goodness Scream 6 didn't get the bad case of Jason Takes Manhattan syndrome. Flips picks Philip. I love the new Scream movie. Awesome. Mega Mike is saying that Scream 4 is the clear bottom for him. Yeah, I could easily switch out 3 and 4. 3 is, my bottom. 4 is the next one. So I can very easily switch those. There's pros and cons for every single one. Movie fans saying, I agree with the good time of Scream 3, but yes, Gail's bangs. Same reason as you. Yeah, those bangs, man. What was she thinking? Tony P is saying 3 is at the bottom of my list as well. It's just bad and the killer is dumb. All right. Sarah Johnson saying that she predicted that Everything Everywhere All at Once would win Best Picture before the show. So did I. We all make our predictions. And I actually guessed for the first time since doing reactions here on this channel, 4 years now, I guessed every single main category correct. I only react to the main 6 categories. I got every single one correct. I could not believe it because that's never happened, but I was very happy. All right. Was I happy with Jamie Lee Curtis? I answered that question already in my little rant that I did. Okay. Merja, have you seen A24's Room? No, I have not. Is that the one with Brie Larson where she won the Oscar? I have not. Bry is saying, I typically watch movies I like more than once, but Banshees was a one-time watch for me. It was good, but the ending wasn't satisfying, and I didn't quite get the point. It was sad to me. Great acting. See, I really enjoy Banshees. I feel like Banshees is like splits people down the middle. Either you really enjoy it, you'll watch it again, which I will. I've seen it twice now. It's in my collection. I enjoy it. And there's other people that watch it. They don't get it. They don't understand it. They don't like it. They'll never watch it again, which is fine. You know, film is subjective. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Okay. Hunter James seeing Shazam 2 tonight. Are you going to be seeing it? Probably not. That's good for you, but for me, probably not. I have a string on my sweatshirt. It's really annoying me. See that? It's really annoying me. Hunter James, what was your best part and worst part about Scream 6? The best part was just the amazing sequences. The bodega, Gail's apartment, you know, things like that. And the worst part was the third act, the ultimate final reveal. The weakness of the writing. The weakness of the writing. All right, Tony P saying, Dear God, Sue, the cops acting in Scream 6 was awful. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Mel is saying, speaking of bad acting, Kirby. Yeah, I know. We'll talk about that tomorrow night, Mel. We'll talk about that. We will unpack that tomorrow night. We could talk about that for the entire live stream. Okay. All right. Gotta start wrapping things up. Oh, look who's here. Bob's Blu-rays peeking in before his live stream. Hey, Sue. Hey, Chad. Saying hi to Bob. Mika has a whole tirade for bad acting. Mizzy, LOL, I love her in Scream 4. Me too. Everyone else, we all love her in Scream 4. But it's like she forgot how to portray the character. It was so sad. I expected, like, you know, sharp Kirby, and for working for the FBI, she was dumb. She was dumb. We'll talk about it on tomorrow night's live stream. Tiana loves movies. Hey, just stopping by to say hello. Can't stay because I haven't seen Scream 6 yet. That is okay. I completely understand. We're going to be wrapping it up because I'm losing my voice. All right. Hunter James saying plastic surgery is so ugly. I don't and won't ever understand why people get it done. Courtney Cox was so much prettier without the plastic surgery. I fully 100% agree with you. Melissa Barrera loves to stab. She's good at it. She loves it and she's good at it. So you know what? I give her all the credit in the world. All right. Bri is saying Sam won't go that route. That was evident by her decision to drop the mask and move on. You never know, because that pesky Billy Loomis can get in the back of her head. You never know what could happen. You never know. It'd be a cool future. It'd be pretty awesome. Everyone's saying hi to Bob. All right. KB loves movies, saying, I want to see Scream 7 from Ghostface Sam's perspective. And she gets taken out by the return of Sydney. Yes! In the last 10 minutes, surprise guest appearance. Thank you, KB. He likes my idea. Or our idea. Whatever it is. Whoever's idea it is. Yes, we agree. I think that would be great. All right. Chester 22 saying, instead of a Ghostface mask, I hope she puts on a Michael Myers mask or a hockey mask. Cinema Santino, it is your birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. All right. Mega Mike has to get to his Shazam stream. Good night, Mega Mike. Have a great live stream. Enjoy Shazam 2. You're probably going to see it this weekend. Dude who loves movies. What's up, everyone? What is going on, dude? Yes, don't forget to roundhouse kick that like button. I'm trying to get to everyone. I know I'm falling behind yet again. All right. Castellar Garcia. Mindy got sidelined again for Act 3. Yeah, we could talk about Mindy tomorrow. All right. Merja, Sue, I like the stabbing motion, so I know I can't unmute yet. Yeah. Still talking about it. Dude who loves movies, I believe they are building those characters with plot armor because when they do die later on, it will hit us harder. But, I mean, okay. They could have gotten rid of Chad right off the bat. You know what I mean? Like, left us with the sisters and with Mindy and say with Kirby. You know, like Chad and Gail. Okay, they could have gone. They had their moment. They're done. And then Scream 7. Maybe we lose Mindy now. Like a gradual, a gradual loss of all the core four members and then ending with just the sisters. I don't know. But there was enough kills. There was enough bodies. I love music movies. Why did we not see Gail after her attack? Well, let's be honest. Who's visiting her? You know what I mean? The sisters, they're taking care of business over in the shrine. Kirby's over there too. Gail doesn't have friends. Like, she has no one. So who is visiting her in the hospital? The only person would be Sydney. That'd be the only person. And who even knows if Sydney would go over there? I mean, to be honest. All right, Dude Who Loves Movies, When You're in Love, 48 stab wounds from 2 ghost faces ain't nothing. Yeah, that's right. That ain't nothing as long as you're in love. That's okay. Mizzy's saying sorry, but no way in hell Chad could survive that. Absolutely. Chad is a Chad. That's why he survived. Oh my gosh. Movie Fan 91 saying Mindy's rule speech was cringeworthy to me and many people who were stabbed 40 times survived. My only 2 complaints for Scream 6. Yeah, I can agree with you on Mindy's speech. I really enjoyed it in 5. I thought her speech in 5 was really well done. It just flowed really natural. It was very reminiscent of Randy in the first film. But in this one, I agree with you. It was cringeworthy. I mean, they're in public. Everyone's walking around and she's ranting about it, about being a I guess that was the thing, being a franchise. Like, okay. I don't know. It was cringeworthy. It was cringe. I agree. Okay. Trekopedia. I'm glad Brendan Fraser won the Oscar, but they need to do better with the In Loving Memory segment. Yeah, I heard they left out a few people that they could have thrown in there. All right. Also, Amazon just dropped the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4K by $10, both Steelbook and Slip. So if you haven't picked it up, there you go. Head on over there to Amazon. All right. We're almost done. We are going to wrap it up. We went 5 minutes over, but that is okay. Talk and scream. It's always a good time. So again, guys, thank you so much. We are ending with 41 people and 53 likes. That is amazing. Thank you so very much for showing up tonight. Head on over to Bob's Blu-rays live stream. We are honoring Tim in about 8 minutes. He's being inducted into the Physical Media Hall of Fame. And then tomorrow night, your Lost Girls, we are talking Scream 6 again. Because what's not to love about Scream 6 and the Scream franchise? So I'm looking forward to hanging out with my girls tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on Double Feature Podcast YouTube channel. I will be advertising all day tomorrow. No worries. So you'll definitely have that link. So thank you so much for joining. I'm now heading off to Twitter to disperse the digital codes. Have a wonderful week, everyone. See you next Wednesday.